or doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, a Halloween edition. I am here with Nathan Harris, who is part of the Halloween Maze, which is an amazing Halloween attraction here in Las Vegas. I truly don't believe there's anything like it. It's just exceptional, top-notch in every single way. Even their promotion, I mean, everything about it, you did completely right.
I appreciate that. For my first time, I really appreciate that.
No, you did. And I mean, it really stood out compared to everybody. I mean, really, it just was exceptional. So I'm so excited to have you on, and we can talk about it and share it with everybody. So this is only your second year doing it, correct?
This is the second season, correct, yes.
Okay, so I went there last year. Like I said, amazing. But I heard it's going to be even bigger and better this year.
It is.
Correct?
Last year, we were still in the same space. Last year, it took about 4.5 to 5.5 minutes to go through, depending on how fast you walk through. If you actually took your time and got to appreciate the costumes and everything in there, it would take you upward about 5.5 minutes. Yeah. And you could take some photos with some of the characters as well. That's what we try to make sure that we can make sure everyone enjoys it as they walk through, rather than just trying to harp and get through. But it's up to some people. I mean, they want to get through a little bit faster than others. So with that being said, this year we've used the same space, but we've built a lot more areas. So there's going to be a lot more, basically all new characters, and it should take anywhere from 6.5 upward to 8 minutes if you're walking through this year. Yes.
So almost double then.
Yes.
So yeah, that's amazing. So how did you actually even get into this? Because there's so many different Halloween. Unfortunately, there's not as many in Vegas as I would like. But how did you start this?
With you saying that, it's actually kind of a little bit. I mean, I go to all the ones around the city, and they're all great.
Yeah.
And COVID happened, and I'm a personal trainer. That's my other profession, and the gym was closed. And I always decorate my yard for Halloween, and I hand out candy, and it's a big event for me every year. I look forward to it every year. And everyone always knows me as the Halloween guy on my street, and I want to be that house that all the kids remember. That was the cool, scary, haunted house, Right. So, when I was sitting around bored, during COVID, I was looking at all these different props and different things that I could put in my yard and make it look better for this year, or for that year. And I went to a convention. A friend invited me to a convention. He's like, oh, you got to see all these things. So then I went to Trans World. That's in St. Louis, Missouri. That's the biggest haunters convention in the country. And then I started buying all these props. I spent like $7,000 of things I was going to put in my yard and and then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just build it inside my house. So I built out the whole layout in my house, put some fake walls in. I used a bunch of different animatronics, and then come Halloween, I let all the neighbors come through and bring all the kids through the house. And the yard was great, but the house was even better on the inside. They get to walk through the whole house, right. And a lot of the neighbors were like, wow, like, is this your job? Like, do you do like movies, and do you do like haunted houses? I'm like, oh no, I'm a personal trainer. I just did this for fun for you guys, for the community. They're like, but you don't even have any kids. I'm like, no, I did it for your kids. Yeah. So that was the whole reason why I got into doing this. Guy said I should probably do it as a job or a profession, so sparked an idea, and I started investing money at that point. I'm like, all right, if I'm investing money, I might as well share all my product with the rest of the city. And I like to give back to the city. Again, like you said, there's not that many haunts in the city, so there's only a few, and they've been around for a while. Yeah. So it's nice to see some new things out there to kind of help everybody get better at what they do, and hopefully inspire the other haunts in the city to do new things and to get creative. And that way, for Halloween, when it comes, there's all these different things for people in Las Vegas to go do for the city.
Yeah. No, first of all, I think that's awesome that you even did that, like, for your community and stuff, because first of all, it's a lot of money, like you said, to even spend and stuff, but that just shows how passionate you are. And I think that's why this was such a major success, because you put your heart and soul into it, and you could really tell. And what's so good about it is, I mean, little kids can enjoy it, and adults can enjoy it, and I think everyone, I don't know, like, it was great because the kids were having fun in it. Of course, a little scared and stuff, but that's part of the whole Halloween experience. But the adults, like, I was like really scared going through it. So I don't know if your actors were like would purposely target their audience. But it was so good, and everyone enjoyed it.
So that is one thing. So my actors, I tell them to play to their audience. Yeah. So again, we don't want it to be a terrifying experience.
Of course.
Because a lot of people, again, although it's costumes and makeup, people are scared. You know, I mean, it's so I always tell my actors, play to your audience.
Yeah.
You know, we want people to come in and have a great time.
Yeah.
We don't want people to leave and say, oh my God, that was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Because then now you kill 50% of your audience.
Right.
I want everyone to go through and say, wow, that was scary, but I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Kind of like a roller coaster experience.
Exactly.
You know, I hate roller coasters. So
Me too.
so I get anxiety, I get anxious.
too.
But when I get off of it, I was like, I'm glad I did that.
Right,
That was fun.
right.
I got some chills, I got some goosebumps. I was laughing. I was terrified for a second, but at the end, I survived, and it was a great time.
Yeah.
That's kind of exactly the vibe I'm going for with my event. Yeah. You know, you might have to wait in a line a little while, like a roller coaster, but at the end of it, my roller coaster is going to last about 8 minutes rather than 1 to 2 minutes like a roller coaster, and it's 100% worth it.
Oh, completely. Like I said, I mean, it was just every little detail about it was top notch. The costumes were amazing. The sets were amazing. How long did it actually take you to put everything together?
Okay, so as far as like, you know, the prep work, as far as like finding the costumes, kind of that takes me a year for the year,
Yeah.
you know, because I'll be laying in bed and I'm like, wow, that would be a really good idea. You know, and I'm sitting there, my brain's spinning, or then I see a movie maybe that I'm watching, I'm like, oh, that would be really cool. But as far as like actually preparing it, like setting up the sets and putting the costumes together, it took me about 7 weeks to put it all together last year. And actually I was able to do it all in 4 weeks this year, which was great.
That's crazy.
And it takes less stress off you, and then I can kind of put little more details and add things as we go.
Yeah.
You know, I'll go up until next week when we open on the 30th. So yeah, it's about, you know, that's how.
Yeah. How many people do you have like helping you set it up? Because I can only imagine. I'm sure you didn't do it by yourself.
You would think, right? So last year it was me and 2 other guys.
Really?
One other guy helped
my
me
gosh.
do all the walls, and then another guy, he's another trainer in the city, and he actually builds props. So he's the one that brought me to the haunting convention, Trans World.
Gotcha.
So it was basically me and him for the most part that built
so
the whole
crazy.
thing. And then this year, it's basically been me building the whole thing on top of my other
And
personal
you
training
did it in
job.
4 weeks.
And I did it in 4 weeks.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think once you know what you're doing,
Yeah.
like even doing it in my house, we just put in a couple walls, and it was just temporary things for framing. But it took me like 7 weeks to do that.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure.
now I think, again, once you get in the hang of creating things, and now the creative juices are flowing, you have an idea of how to do walls, and you know, put the paint up, and then faster ways to put paint on to make it look distressed.
Yeah.
It comes easier. So I'm hoping next year, maybe 3 weeks. You know.
That's right.
But it's gonna be bigger. So
You could do it. I believe in
Yeah.
you. No, it's just like I said, it was so much fun. You could see the kids were there. They were having so much fun. They were excited with their parents. They wanted to go back over and over again. The adults were having fun. I mean, really, like I said, everyone, if you're just adults by yourself, you don't need kids. I went without kids or anything. It was just a blast. Everyone loved it. The energy was great. You could tell the actors really cared about it too and stuff. I mean, it was really exceptional. And so your casting and everything, how did you find the actors?
So
for that?
casting, it's a good question. Casting, I promoted, obviously you saw on Facebook and Instagram. I just do, you know, actors wanted. You know, we have volunteer and we have freelance. So we do both. And I actually looked on Facebook acting for Las Vegas actors. So I just put some stuff out there and for the local community again, because I want to do stuff for the community. So I want anyone to kind of come out and collaborate and bring their own creative ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give people an idea of what I want, and then they come here and I said, just put your own touch on it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't say you got to say this, you got to do that, and so I think that made it also fun for the actors.
Absolutely.
Because they got free range of what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
They could create their own personality and their own
see.
character. And again, I want it to be a fun time. It is my business, but I don't want anyone to feel like it's a job.
Right.
You know, it should be low key, fun holiday thing because, you know, we all love Halloween. We don't necessarily get to partake in much Halloween now
Right.
because now we're doing this all month long.
Yeah.
So I wanted people to have fun and still love the holiday and, you know, put their own spin on that stuff. But that's so I think finding the actors now, it's basically for this year was easier because referral. We got a lot of referral. I still did some of the Facebook stuff again and the Instagram posts. But now we just had people that, like yourself, came out, wow, that was great. We had people that come from other haunts. We came through your haunt last year. It was amazing. Could we be a part of it? You know, and it's great. And actually, I had a bunch of different high school kids come out last year. And we had some volunteers last year, which, again, it's great. The fact that I could be someone's first job type experience is amazing. The fact that they can look back in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, and be like, the first thing I ever did was work inside of a haunted attraction.
Right.
You know, so I'm excited to be a part of the community within that aspect. So yeah, I had a Red Rock something country club, but it was for the school. They called me, I think it's an acting club. So
Oh,
they called me and asked me. They said, "Hey, we heard you have some kids coming out there." I don't know how that word is getting out there, but I think it's some of my high schoolers. They're
Right.
telling everybody,
Right.
and then their friends like, "Wait, you
'Cause they're
get to
excited.
scare people,
Right.
and you get to
I
dress
wanna
up,
do
and I want to
that,
look like I
yeah.
can be in a movie, you know." So it's fun. It's good for the city, and it's good to be able to help the kids and create some excitement for them to look forward to every year.
Yeah, and it's also it's in a nice, safe area of town too, which is such a big ordeal. You know, especially you have all these people waiting outside and everything, and cars. You know, but it's a really great area. It's in the shopping center, and it's just so much fun. It's like you said, it's perfect for teenagers to work there. Especially they get to have fun. They get to have their first job experience, but they know they're in a great, safe environment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really cool that you're doing. I never even thought of it that way, but that's great that you got the kids involved too. So.
Yeah, well, originally, like I said, when I did the Halloween at my house, it was all for kids. You know,
Yeah.
I've loved dressing up, of course. You know, who doesn't want to wear movie quality costumes, right? But you know, creating experiences. Like when I was a kid, I saw Batman in a parade, and when he waved to me, that literally like changed my life.
Yeah.
I took a picture with a Polaroid, and I kept that picture for years. And I was like, I met Batman this one day. And I didn't even mean it. He just waved driving by in the car. You know, and to be able to, I started doing the same thing years later. I started doing charity work as Batman. So I do that in the
That's
city. Yeah, I
awesome.
go to UMC. I go to different
Good
schools.
for you. God, that's amazing.
So I like dressing up, yes, but seeing what you can do for the kids in that moment, that creates so much more. Again, my brain thinking of how can I get more kids to create life experiences for them, to want to teach them how to do things when they get older, to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know.
No, first I think that's amazing that you do that too, and that once again I think that's just great that you're doing so many things for the community. It shows your heart and really just comes out in everything you do. But it was so much fun, and you're helping people. I mean, there's just so much into it, and like I said, it was just an exceptional experience. That every little detail you could possibly imagine, every corner had different detail. I mean, it was felt like you were walking in a movie set because it was just so well done, and it was just there's not really anything like it out there.
And then the one thing, I mean, you talked about not having many haunted attractions in the city. There are some, you know, and they continuously do the same event every year, which is fine.
Right.
You know, some people, they like that. They like nostalgia, right? They like to go to places like, I remember that one scary clown or the witch or whatever. So they want to go back and they want to see it every year. Again, I like rewatching the same movies, you know, but after a while, I do like to see new movies.
Of course.
And I always appreciate the ones I've always liked.
Yeah.
But the difference with my attraction is this year, it's 100% different.
Yeah.
You might see the same walls, but they're going to be switched around completely, and they're going to be painted differently. Everything is going to be completely changed. The layout is completely changed. My exit from last year is the entrance this year. My
wow.
exit is completely different part of the building this year.
Really? Wow.
So it's going to be a completely reverse layout. Characters are completely different. There might be one or two characters that will be similar, but they're going to be modified. But the main bulk of the characters are going to be completely different. New mask, new costume, new soundtrack. We did the whole soundtrack last year, and we mixed it all up with a local DJ. Same thing this year again. So it'll be a whole different music vibe, different tone. So yeah, we put some classic horror songs in there, and we put our own spin on them. But that's the things that make it exciting this year. If you came last year, it's going to be 100% different this year. So it gives you something to look forward to each season, because that's what I'm looking to do every year.
Yeah. And I believe we actually have someone on the line. I don't know. I have my producer here. I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. So I believe we have someone on the line.
Hi. I came out to your attraction last year, and with a few people, and we are members of the film community here in Las Vegas, and we're very picky when it comes to things. We look and we try and pick apart stuff, and honest to God, your place was truly amazing. It was better than many of the film sets that we actually film on and in, and the details were truly amazing, and the quality of everything was great. It was done so well, everything about it. We truly couldn't think of one thing when we walked out of there where we could say it could have been better. It was really that good. And it's very hard to find, like you say, we always, as a group, and individuals, we go a whole bunch of times all throughout the season to all different ones, and they all have wonderful things about them, and not picking apart anybody. but yours was just truly above and beyond. And for film community people and a lot of people in the horror film community as well, that's a very big compliment. So we just, I'm calling on behalf of a lot of us because we couldn't wait to come to your place this year, hoping you did it again, and we can't wait to see what new stuff's there. And we hope you do it every year. And hearing why you do it even makes it better because, there's a lot of people that really, just can't afford to go to these things, or like you say, they're too scared or that type of stuff. And you made it just perfect. And the quality and the way it's done is just superb. So from the film community and from the horror film community and just the Vegas people in general, it's wonderful. And it's even better to hear you say everything else you're doing and why you did it. So I just wanted to call in and say that.
Yeah, well, thank you
very much. That's great to hear that. Thank you very much.
No, and it is completely true. And actually, I am in the horror film community, and it was just really like they said, exceptional. It was like you were being on set. I was like, we want to film here. We need to talk to them about filming here.
It's fun. And that was like, because I was always a big fan of going to Universal Studios, right? Like,
great.
Again, I love movies, and I've loved movies since I was a kid. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Cable Guy? Like, the guy's life is about movies.
Yeah.
That was me growing up as a kid. Like, I learned facts of life through the movies and watching TV, right? And I wanted to kind of create that same vibe.
Yeah.
Minus the cattle line that you're herding through with tons of people you do not know. So that is one thing that also separates mine from everybody else. You're not going in with strangers. You're going within your group.
Right.
Only maximum of 4. We're trying to get only 2 at a time. That way it creates a more of an intimate experience and you feel like you're more involved. You're not missing characters. You're not missing different props that are there. You're seeing everything as you walk through, if you actually take the time to see everything. But that way it's not like you're walking behind 6 people and you see a character, you see a prop move, and then you've already missed it by the time you get to it because it's already happened in front of you. That way the actors just start popping out back and forth.
Yeah.
It makes it a bit more of an enjoyable experience.
I was going to say, I didn't even think about it, but it's true. When you do go through haunted houses, a lot of times you miss half the scares and stuff because you're in this giant group with, like you said, complete strangers that you have no idea who they even are. But that's true. You just go with yourselves, and I mean, especially COVID times, I think that makes you even feel more comfortable.
Yes.
But then you can really enjoy the experience too, and it's a full immersion. And that's a great point. I didn't even think about it that way, but you're completely right. You could tell. That's why I think everyone just loved it so much because you felt completely involved in it, like you were in a movie.
Yeah, you are immersed in the set, like
That's
you're
right.
part of the scene.
Right.
And again, I mean, the one thing that's different, the first thing people always ask, do they grab you? Do they touch you? We don't do that,
Yeah.
And again, there are places to do that, and some people like that. It
Yeah.
kind of creates the excitement of it. It feels
course.
more real.
Right.
But my actors, they'll play to how you're feeling. If you see someone's terrified, I tell them, kind of back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Just stay in character, but you don't need to press anybody.
Right.
And if it's a child, you can kind of just be creepy and you can wave at the kid.
from afar,
or just say hi,
Yeah.
But again, it's I want to separate myself from everybody else. That's why I'm not a haunted house. I'm a Halloween attraction. It's more of a themed experience.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not about just jump scares. It's not a bunch of things that are popping and blowing up. So
Right.
it's a very safe, controlled setting
Yeah.
where you can come through, you can walk through, you can take pictures with characters, some backdrops, you can take pictures of yourself, you do selfies inside there. Just please don't use any flash, because when you use flash, it really kind of dulls down the set.
Yeah.
Makeup looks more like makeup, masks look more like masks. It doesn't look as real, so that's the one thing that, if you're taking pictures, just don't do that.
I got you. No, it's smart, and it's true because then you have the full light and everything's scrutinized and everything, and that's not how even in movies and stuff. That's how they all play with the
lighting
lights
and angles
everything.
and all that. Yeah, that stuff. That's how you make movie magic.
That's right, exactly. No, I'm so excited for this year. I'm so excited that's different. I can't imagine what you guys have coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the characters? That you have,
so
or?
we went for like 80s slasher last year.
Okay.
And this year it's gonna be. We'll pay our respects to kind of some of the characters that are kind of we didn't touch on last year. We'll always have everyone's favorite. We'll have clowns. They'll look a little bit different than last year.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We have some newer things that are kind of out currently in the movie cinema. Again, not the exact character because you can't do that, but
Right.
very close to kind of. You'll get the idea. Oh, okay, that's supposed to be similar to that movie or this
Right.
movie. What else we got? So we had 8 themed set-its last year, kind of blocked off with different tarps or drapes, so that way you would individually be cut out from scene to scene.
Yeah.
If we did all the tarping, which we didn't do this year, that way you can literally kind of just walk from set to set. There is some tarping to separate completely, but we have about 14 different themes.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So and the walkways, they're all 4-foot narrow walkways. So if you saw the clown hallway last year, that was 4 feet wide. Every walkway is going to be that this year. So there's not going to be as wide of spaces. There's going to be more narrow corridors, more like you're actually walking through different hallways to get through from set to set.
Yeah. That's so cool. I'm so excited for it. I mean, really, it's just, and even, like I said, the promotion videos for it, I mean, you could just, that's how I was so excited for it in the first place, because I saw everything. I was like, this is something very different. And then when you go there, it was just, it really, everything about it was amazing. And I'm so excited that you brought something like this to Vegas, too, because we really need it. And I love Halloween time. I think everyone does, and there's not enough things in Vegas, so this is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I was very shocked because we are the entertainment capital, right?
Right.
So you would think that there would be tons of these
Yeah.
things. And I mean, I'm hoping there's more people that see mine and that it inspires them to do one.
Absolutely.
I'm not here. I don't think anyone's going to take my business. I'm not trying to take anyone else's business. I think the more people do it, the more excitement October brings for people.
Yeah.
And then the more creative it's going to make me want to be.
That's
It's
right.
going to make other businesses want to be. And then it's just going to make it a big, fun place for people to want to come to for the city. I mean, primarily my main audience, I want it to be Las Vegas locals.
Yeah.
You know, we cater to all the tourists. That's what
Of
the city
course,
does, right?
right.
But there's not that much for locals.
Right.
You know, I mean, we can go do all the fun stuff that tourists get to do, but
Right.
but locally, you know, we
No,
we
you're
need a
completely right.
community. When I first moved here, from Massachusetts, and people always said, "There's no culture in Vegas. It's not like that. It's a very fake city." I feel like there's a lot of potential here, and I feel like there is culture, but people just they get caught up in that mindset, and then they just kind of block themselves out from becoming part of something.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, that's why I was happy to do this, is to kind of create something for people to be like, hey, you doing the Halloween maze again this year? I'm like, oh, absolutely. Like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah.
You know, and again, the kids that worked, well, I'm sorry, didn't work, but they volunteered last
Right.
year. They were like, okay, when I volunteer again this year, can my friend Jasmine come out and volunteer? You know, and something for them to look forward to each year too.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's nothing better than that. And I think it's great to hopefully inspire others to create new haunts around the city. I've had some residential haunts contact me and said, oh my God, I heard that you did it out of your house and now you're doing this. I believe one of the other local haunted attractions, they did the same thing. They started out of their house and now they've been doing it 20 plus years
Wow.
out in the city. So, you know, I mean, I think I think it's great, and I think I'm happy to be part of something building new moving forward, especially with the city growing as much as it is, right,
Yes.
for the community. So I think there's a lot more potential now, and I'm happy that you guys are happy that I did this, because, again, at the end of the day, I didn't do this to make money. I know that sounds like a line, but I did it because I wanted to create something exciting.
Yeah.
And for people to say, wow, this is great, like, you know, that phone call, like, this is something great, and we're so excited that you did this, like, that makes me feel like everything was worth it. No matter how much money I put in, no matter how much hours I worked and didn't sleep or whatever,
Right.
it makes it all worth it.
Absolutely.
You know?
No, like I said, I think you can really tell, and that's why it comes out so good. And I didn't even know your whole starting it was for the community and stuff, but that just, I think, takes it above and beyond. And but you could tell how passionate you are about it. And I'm just, like I said, I'm really, really happy that's this year. I hope it continues on for 100 more years, and it just gets bigger and better.
And I hope I can eventually, pass it on.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe even make more of them, you know,
Yeah.
whatever it takes, you know. But yeah, I mean, the goal is to every year, bigger,
Yeah.
bigger, nationwide be known. We did have some people come out from California last year.
Really?
They saw it online and Google, and they were very excited to come out, and they said it was the best one they've ever been to.
That's right.
I've heard that.
I agree completely.
I literally, I mean, again, it feels great to be flattered, right? But it's
Yeah.
like, I've heard that so much.
Yeah.
And people compare me to some of the really big ones.
Yeah.
The movie studio ones. And I'm like, wow, I feel like it was just some tarping and some drywall and costumes. You know,
No.
and I think it's, as you see it being built yourself, you're kind of critical of your own work.
Of course.
You know, so it's like, you're like, well, I don't really feel like it's that scary. And people walk through, like, and they're like, oh my God, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I have people walk through that. Like, I have friends or clients from my other job. They're like, oh, can I see, like, how it looks from the behind the scenes? I'm like, yeah, sure, come down. And they're like, I'm like, there's no actors in here. And they're like, what is this? I'm like, There's nothing going on, and people are like they're walking through already nervous, just walking in there
Yeah.
with the lights on like this.
Right.
So I'm happy to be able to kind of create some emotion, excitement, some fear a little bit,
Yeah.
some mystique. It's fun to be able to be a part of something like that.
Yeah, no, it really is just exceptional in every single way, and I'm so happy you're doing this. And where can people get tickets? And do you have social media accounts people can follow?
You can purchase pre-order tickets. We're doing $5 off up until October 1st.
Okay.
The website is HalloweenMazeLV.com.
Okay.
You can purchase them there, and you can select your date. We don't have time slots, but you can select and verify and guarantee your date for that night. And if you buy them, like I said, now up until October 1st, you'll save $5. So the pricing is set very generously at $25, a general admission price.
That's great, yeah.
And $37, it is a little bit more for a fast pass because last year the line did get very long.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm happy to have the line be long because that means people want to come in.
Of course.
But obviously, if you're on a time crunch and you don't want to wait in a line, you pay $12 more and you can get a little bit faster in and out. So people ask, well, what's the VIP? Because it says VIP on the internet. It's just the fast pass.
Yeah.
And our Instagram is Halloween Maze LV at Instagram, and we are on Google too. You can find our address on there. We're at 4180 South Fort Apache Road in Las Vegas. For anyone that's maybe watching out from Las Vegas.
I think we mentioned Vegas a
yes.
million times.
So you can come on out, and we do sell tickets at the door. We'll have ticketers at the front, so you can buy them right at the door. That's fine too. You can bring just card, cash, whatever's good for you. And we'll also have T-shirts this year. We'll be selling. So
Well, great. I'm so excited for it. Thank you so much for being on, and we finally got to have you on and
Yes.
talk about it. But it's just really amazing. I'm so excited, and like I said, hopefully years and years and years to come.
Yes.
So, well, thank you so much, Nathan.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys for watching. Please, I'm telling you, if you're in Vegas, if you're coming out to Vegas, this is the place to go for Halloween. You will not regret it. It's amazing, and I can't even talk about it enough. It was really, really, really incredible in every single way possible. So please go out, support them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you. God bless.